obviously you guys kind of remain a little bit uncertain yet on the right guard spot. What's going into that?
It's really just finding a consistent formula. We're getting pretty close. We feel really good about where the guys are right now. We feel like we got enough guys to go into the season with and kick the ball off. So, yeah, I think we're in a good spot. Excited to see what happens this weekend. See our guys perform, under the lights. So it'll be a great test.
What have you seen from Jeff Bowers? He's a guy that didn't play a whole lot of college football, even though he ended it on a high note. But did the lack of experience, or has the lack of experience, kind of?
Yeah, he's had to deal with 3 systems in about 18 months. So I'm sure there's a transition period in there. We're just trying to get him really consistent with what we're trying to teach and what we're trying to get done. And he's a diligent worker, and he's trying like crazy. So he's battling right now. Really wants it. So I'm excited to see this kind of third shot out there. See what it looks like.
Dylan Parham is a guy that since he's got here, he's just started. Ton of experience, quiet but hard worker. What are your thoughts on him?
DP's been fantastic. Just been a soldier for us, just working his tail off. He battled through some off-season injury stuff, and we're really excited. He's at full strength, so he's been a great leader for us. He's been awesome. He's really consistent. Trusts his technique. Works really well with Colton on the left side, and done a great job with Jordan in center, having that communication. So it's been a fantastic setup, and those guys have kind of just been the steadfast group over there. So it feels great about that.
You see Jackson's game change when he does, or when he is playing guard. What difference do you guys notice?
Not really. He's allowed to kind of cut it loose a little bit more. When you play center, you got to make all the calls. You got to direct everybody. When you're playing guard, you can just kind of focus on your assignment and go attack it. So that's the really only difference. Everything else is there's a lot of carryover in the techniques and what we're asking them to do, but really just not having to make all the calls. So I think it's been beneficial to him.
Will Saturday be a stage for that competition at right guard?
Sure. I mean, every time we go out, every practice we go, everything we do is built on that. So, just another great opportunity.
To do so with the whole starting lineup, the offensive line?
We're still working on how much time everyone's playing right now, so I can't give you that one. But I would expect everyone to be out there at some point then. But even that I can't. I'm not sure. We'll discuss that tomorrow. Sorry.
Colton's a steady Eddie, and how fortunate is it to have that kind of a left tackle coming in your first year?
Colton's been he's meant a lot to this program, and he's meant a lot to me getting started in this adventure. He's done everything we've asked. He's been consistent. He's been upfront. Like there's everything that's happened has been by design and it's been communicated. So I think he's made fantastic strides. I think he's playing as confident as I can remember. Watching from previous film, I think he's in a great spot right now, and we just got to continue that and keep that going.
TJ Glaze has been somebody that kind of quietly goes about it, and just feels like he's been here a long time, even though it's only been a year. What are your other impressions?
Yeah, he does have that feel, just kind of he's just very consistent, and that's what we're looking for. Guys who try to do the right thing down after down, and he's been that. He's starting to learn how to speak and have a little bit of leadership skills. So I appreciate that. But he's got a great mind for the game. Nothing's too big for him. He doesn't get out of whack. When a tough situation, something good happens, doesn't get out of whack. Bad happens, he doesn't get out of whack. So really appreciate that.
Lucky Tassi is a guy clearly not right now, at least in my opinion, able to go play on one offensive line. But he's a kid when you.
That's fair for a guy who had his second ever game of the sport 10 days ago or 12 days ago. Yeah, it's fair.
Absolutely. But the point is you can see it. You can see the body. You can see the athleticism. What's it like for you as a coach to just have really a piece of clay that nobody's tried to mold in the wrong way? I mean, he's going to look like whatever Brennan Carroll makes him.
I've been fortunate enough to have some of these situations before where I've got players playing other positions. This is way back in the day. And there's a transition period for everybody who's starting something new. Now, this is, he speaks English, but sometimes it doesn't sound like it. But he's been he's been a very cool experience to work with him. We taught him what Thanksgiving was today in America, so there's a lot of learning going on. He's taught us a lot about Australia. We didn't know anything about it before we got this season started, so now we know more. But as far as football, really all we can ask him for is to have an open mind and have a great attitude, and he's had both those. So there's a process involved. He's not ready to go ahead and take a job yet, but he's been a blast to work with. He's been a great learner. And there's been some bumps and bruises down the path, but he's been great, had a great attitude, so we're excited about it.
You've coached on the college level, obviously. Is there some element to that where you maybe take a kid that played defensive end in high school and put him out offensive line, so you a little bit well versed in that?
I've been fortunate enough to coach a bunch of positions, so we had receivers become tight ends, have quarterbacks become tight ends, have tight ends go to wide receiver. All through defensive linemen, tight ends, it's everywhere. So I get to fall back on that process a little bit, but every one of those is a new challenge. Different kids, different mindsets. So it's just another one of those.
Sorry if you already kind of been asked this question, but when you reevaluated Jordan Meredith's film from last year at guard, when you're going into this season, what were some things that you saw that potentially made you guys think, oh, he could be a center?
He's just very consistent in his technique. He's very reliable, and that's what you need from your center. You need a guy that's going to be very consistent and down after down is going to put you in the right call, get everybody organized, and then play with great technique. And he's really showed all those things. So there was some carryover, but this was a learning curve for him because he hadn't really ever gone full center. So he's played it, taken reps at it. But this is so there's some newness in there for him as well. But he's handled this perfectly, and he's in a great spot right now.
You talk about the process. Was this kind of something that we would say you were kind of preparing for, like in the beginning of the offseason, or is it just kind of something that has like kind of transpired over the course of time of him just being like, oh, okay, this is our guy?
Yeah, just a little bit over the course of time. We had. When we were in the spring practices, we had more rotation, but then kind of when we got out of the spring, we kind of narrowed in on the way it looks right now. So I think it's been great. He's done a fantastic job with it. It is a challenge, like it's playing center. I know it's kind of in the middle, and you got help on either sides, but it's a huge challenge cerebrally and physically. And he's been great all the way through.
To the same note on Jackson Powers Johnson, do you feel like you've seen more consistency from him on the interior or more on the center?
I think he's the last couple of weeks he's showed a lot of consistency, a lot of good things that we know that he can do. So as the time goes on, he's getting better every day. So we're learning every day, we're working every day. So I think he's in a good spot.
Stepping aside from you as a football coach for a moment, I love my dad like you do yours. I had a great dad like you did. How much pride do you take in how these men love him? In such a short time, I've been around a long time, Brennan. It's not normal.
Obviously, it's selfishly. It's a very intriguing situation. Just having coached with other great coaches that haven't been my father, and then getting a chance to come back and work with him. It's why I'm here, is because there is such a draw to the way he does things and the process that he lays out for the guys. So it's a great guy to work for.
Thank you.
And then also be raised by him. Oh, sorry. Either way.
And you guys are in a division where you got your dad, Sean Payton, Andy Reid, and Jim Harbaugh. So twice a year you're going to this.
Name those other three guys on the
I was just wondering for you, just what is it like to be competing in a division where all four coaches are Hall of Fame caliber coaches and work at a high level and compete at a high level?
This is the NFL. This is what you come to coach here for situations like this with great coaches, great battles, great company. You play these guys twice a year, so the chess match of okay, what happens the first game? How do you adjust the second game? This is what we're here for. This is the fun part.
And given your dad's history with Jim Harbaugh going from back in the Pac-12, you